Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Fatamorga. Player on Northern side, as the Necrons, we've got Yazoo55. Player on Southern side, as the Vostroyan Firstborn, we've got Vrax. Vrax will be opening up with triple Vostroyan Hunters, a Tech Priest Engine Seer, and a Vostroyan Barracks. Whereas Yazoo55 is going to go for a fistful of Bill Scarabs, a couple of Necron Warriors, and triple Plasma Generators. Now, both these factions have got quite a few things in common. First and foremost being that they're tier 1s and exactly anything to shout home about. I mean, are they bad? No. But are they, like, you know, wonder bar amazing, like Black Templar or Blood Angels or anything like that? Not really. It's really the tier 2.5 that both these guys pop off. I mean, for Vostroyan Firstborn, you've got the Ogrin Gunluggers, which will kill things at range. You've got Lightning Strike Fighters that'll fly on over and do lots of damage. So lots of options for them in tier 2. And then for the Necrons, well, when they get to tier 2.5, they've got blooming Tombstalkers for skirmishing engagements and flying around and doing all that nonsense. You've got the, what they call the sniper people that obviously do sniper things and can move around really fast. And then you've got the, again, I forget the name of these guys, but the Crabmen with swords for arms, which are really, really cool. So, yeah, so we'll just have to see, maybe potentially settling a couple of debates here. Who can win in a... assuming that these guys get into tier 2 in this game. I don't know. I haven't watched it. We are going to see some hunters moving quite cautiously forward. I mean, it looks like they've got sand in their eyes. Or maybe it's like, if I can't see you, you can't see me. So I'm just going to cover my eyes and mosey on forward. There's nothing for them to decap. They are going to do a bit of scouting. We'll see the Bill Scarabs maybe take a couple of shots off at them. But quite powerful las snipery doodads. I don't think they'll fare very well against the Necron Warriors, as they will just walk slowly but surely towards them and then kill them. And they can fire quite nicely on the move, whereas these guys most certainly cannot. But not even getting a volley off at them, having to run away before taking a few Gorse Flayer licks. And the Gorse Flayers, or is that your upgrade? Yeah, Gorse Flayers, and then the Reaper is their upgrade. Unless I'm wrong, in which case, feel free to scold me in the comments on my lack of Necron weapon knowledge. The Lord Regent waving his sword on high. The one-hand sniper fire, which has the shotgun sound, which I always love. I have to mention it every time, just for politeness sake. We had that Lord Regent tying them up in close combat, will then allow the Vostroyan Hunters to do their business. Over here, the Vostroyans are taking care of the Bill Scarabs quite nicely, preventing them from capturing the relic, which is always a good and proper thing. Summoning Core coming online as a Necron Lord. We'll see what he can do. And, yeah, the Necrons think, right, okay, well, you know what? We know your game. You're trying to tie us up in close combat. We're just going to ignore you. And they've managed to take down 2 Vostroyan Hunters. 1 fleeing away before then getting a new friend. Now double Necron Warriors. When that Necron Lord comes on down, I think it'll be time for the Lord Regent to say his goodbyes for now. Does have quite a powerful gas grenade kind of thing, but probably wants to wait for a more opportune time to use it, although might actually use it if he's going to die anyway. He survives. Necron Lord quite keen to keep on the chase. And a slow march of the soulless metal lads going up against the... I mean, they've got souls. Do the Vostroyans have souls? I mean, there's a cheeky 180 no-scope on that Necron Lord teleporting in. Yeah, they're kind of metally, aren't they? Are the Vostroyan Hunters, or just Vostroyan Firstborn in general. Quite close ties to the Mechanicum. Necron Lord thinking about going in, falling back, and then just giving them the old dozy-do, trying to keep them guessing. The Warriors will focus on the listing post, attempt to break that down. Hunters over here still causing a muck and a ruckus, as they are now building a listing post on top of Yazoo's natural relic. Going to go for an extra Necron Warrior squad and also a Flayed One squad. So it looks like that the Necrons are keen on staying into tier 1 for just a little bit. Look at that powerful gas grenade, the AoE. I mean not so much damage, but just like the actual spread of it. Quite remarkable. And forced to go back home and teleport as well. They'll be staying in their base for quite some time. That does allow them to, in fact, actually they teleport on this obelisk over yonder to then put some pressure on the Vostroyans. They really want to make sure that they don't capture or finish this listing post at the very least. But Tech Priest Engine Seer has got that commander armor, so we'll take a little bit more of a beating to bring on down. We do have... What are you? Oh, you're Flayed Ones inside the base. The Necron Lord decides to commit to the bit. And at the moment, the Vostroyans have decided to ignore them and try and put more damage into the Necron side of things. Tier 2 is finished for them. And the all-important Ogryn Gunlugger squad is just barreling on down. And I don't think the Necrons have anything to really sort them out with. Even if they sent in the flayed ones, they could just fall back. Because, I mean, they're not the fastest of units, but they're certainly faster than flayed ones. Which is a moniker and an award that most units can actually garner and maintain. Battle Priest, we'll see if we could do something about him. Just one man versus a whole bunch of skinny dudes. Skinny as in their sense of attire rather than their width. Although I suppose Necrons are also on the thin department. Not exactly bulking up for the gym, are they? But the Necron Lord are able to keep on top of the Gunluggers, actually. As the Necrons focus on the Vostroyan hunters first and foremost, and then concentrating their fire on these lads. Battle Priest seems to have just completely decided to ignore these flayed ones. Going to allow the Vostroyan hunters to see if they can take care of them at a time. Necron Lord's been shot down, so the warriors have no choice but to run away, but the move on accuracy for the Gunluggers is quite stonking. So I don't think the Necron warriors can actually fall back, so they will attempt to charge at them, being knocked over by the Battle Priests, who seem to be quite reluctant getting involved in any kind of combat. So warriors fall back, I assume, to the safety of their inner sanctum. Going to replace that Necron Lord. They are in tier 2 now, but no greater summoning core online for them at the moment. Now, if they go for any destroyers, that'll be an issue for them, as the Gunluggers are good against vehicles as well. So I do believe what would the cause be? I mean, he's going to go for a Wraith upgrade, so I assume Wraiths are coming in after this. Yep, got a Canoptic Wraith. So the movement upgrade for them, just to keep them on top of the Ogryn Gunluggers. Well, not too bad in close combat neither. They're a general overall sort of thing, although, as the name suggests, they're probably much more comfortable in range. Listing Post has been finished now, also upgraded with the Plasma Cannon defensive thing on top of it, which will be ideal at blasting apart the Necron Warriors. Phase shift on the Necron Lord, although not sure what these warriors are doing. Maybe just freeing up some squad cap potentially. Necron Lord, he knows he can't win here, but he's just doing things just to, I don't know, distract him, I guess. Little one's here, but coming from the sand, right on top of a minefield, just managed to knock the Tech Breeze Agency away from it. Can they keep him away? There we go. It's like a game of, I don't know, what's that Aztec game where they're going to bounce the ball off a wall? Squash! I mean, it's not called squash. That's the modern interpretation, I think. Though I don't know if squash was inspired by the Aztecs. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Got some more poison going over here, but maybe a little bit poorly placed. Flayed ones aren't probably going to retreat back through that. Now got double Canoptic Wraiths slithering on by. Getting some good stabs on the Vostroyan Hunters. Flayed ones been brought down to relatively low model count. That's okay. Their plan is not to kill. I mean, obviously the plan is to kill, but it's just to make sure that these guys aren't causing any damage elsewhere, allowing the Necrons to rebuild. They also need another obelisk, as they are low on squad cap at the moment. I've got a fair few models on the go. I suppose it's mostly occupied by those Canoptic Wraiths. They do have some warriors moving down the south side. Currently, the Vostroyans they've had to rebuild their Tesla reactors, now also going to go for a Mars Fabrica. Canoptic Wraiths now being blasted apart by the minefields. And nothing can seem to stop these Gunluggers. Just redonkulously useful unit. You need to basically blast them down as quickly as you can. Not only are they high on the DPS, they're also high on the health department. John Cena Beam, not necessarily to stop the Gunluggers, but just to stop the listing post as the Canoptic Wraiths attempt to sort that bad boy out. One Lugger goes down. Battle Priests just being around. They do give a... But what bonus do you give? Hold on. It's been a while since I've done this, but allow me a small indulgence. You do... Hold still. Hold on. I do apologise for this. Okay, that's useful. He inspires his squads and his comrades and then reduces the weapon accuracy of demons. Ooh, don't load the game, Mr. Landshark. That's useful information. So they inspire him. Whatever that means. Good old unification tooltips. Never let you down, really, do they? Sorry, that's on really negative. I'm not being negative. I'm trying to be funny. Something I do occasionally. Very rarely am I successful, but we do try. Yep, plenty of Wraiths, and they've not managed to break down this listing first. I mean, some Immortals maybe, but the Immortals would die to the Gunluggers. Yeah, I think snipers, while they're being tied up by the Wraiths, bring the snipery dudes out and over. I've got the Immortals there, and that should certainly take care of the listing first. If they are left to run the devices, they do stupid damage against buildings and vehicles. Wraiths, you knock them down, they get back up again. Necron just skating around. Oh, but can they finish the job? Does not look like it. Gunlugger's just doing all the badness, and more chemicals being thrown in. Current economy 60% and 90 compared to 128 and 62. It's not been a happy time for the Necrons at the moment, but they've finally got the Locust Destroyer online. So just throwing anything in the kitchen sink at these guys at the moment. Both Valkyries still alive, actually. Practically immortal at this stage. Got some Necron warriors just chilling out in the corner. They don't want to get involved. They've taken the path of peace. Luggers now losing a couple of models there, actually. Although the Necron Lord forced to go into phase shift mode just to save his own skin. Does have quite decent health regen, as he's also gone for his other upgrade that increased the health. I completely forgot what it's called. Not doing well with names today.
Lieutenant here, transmitting
but when do I ever? Firestborn, Lieutenant, she was here. Now she's not. Passed on from her mortal coil. And the Necrons finally take out that additional listening post. Now some bad stuff being thrown in. Big explosions. But Necrons managing to bob and weave away from that. We now have the Imperial, whatever that word is pronounced as. We go for an RPG leader as well. Does some anti-vehicle stuff. Just take on that destroyer. Necrons have now got their greater summoning court. And rather than sticking into their tier 2.5, they're going to go right on over to tier 3. Is it pariahs? Is that the idea here? I would assume that's the idea. But I could be wrong. Quite fast for a Necron unit. And every time they slice something, it slows people down. That will stop the Gunluggers from just barreling every which way. Also got nothing really to fire at. And death marks, that's what you're called. Nice one. We're almost already taken out the... well, they've finished taking out the priest. Also a fair bit of damage to commanders as well, so Lord Regent and the Battle Priest won't stand very long. I mean, the Battle Priest only got 400 health. Bit of an issue for them. They've got to keep out of range of those very long range Imperials there. Mortals are dead. And it seems that nothing's stopping these Vostroyan Firstborn from just walking in like they own the place. Only one single squad of death marks. Hold the line. Those squads attempting to keep the Great Summoning Court up and at them. There we go, now a second squad of death marks. And look at that, they're just falling. That's that. See, I know how to play the game. I mean, I don't know how to play the game. If this was me as a Necrons, I would have already lost by now. Yazoo now switching up his stance. Although I can see where he's going with the Wraiths. Also a lot cheaper as well. I mean, how much for a Death Mark upgrade? 50 green, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in Necron economy, it certainly is. Same as Pariahs, which is like a tier 3 unit. Now they're here, slapping people around with their war scythes. And the Ogrins are now dying left, right and centre. Here come the Winged Hussars. And that will take care of the death marks. They can't reposition themselves, but once their reposition ability has been used, they are quite vulnerable. They are being spotted by another squad of death marks. Do quite like the positioning of them. So even if one gets tied up, the other squad can then carry on firing. Also a couple of Gauss turrets in case those the size of any ideas, but Horse has been thrown around these pariahs, mean business. And just almost solo, really, fending these guys off. Is a Necron Lord back online? No, but he is getting rebuilt. Will be massively useful in this engagement. I've got some Void Shrikes upgrading themselves with some Valerie, however one pronounces that. Some Amy Winehouse pattern bolters. I know she didn't write the original version of that, but her cover was better. Controversial opinion, I know, boys and girls, but we only do controversial opinions on this channel. The pariahs still standing strong, going for the full 8 models, gunluggers, licking their wounds, but they are still alive. Nothing has killed them as of yet. Necron Lord, you've came back, you're now over there, not too far from the front lines. Don't know how I feel about sending the pariahs in unsupported, especially when they've got an upgrade listing post here and here for them to fall back into, and also the barracks that they can hide inside of. Death Marks, they're such a cool unit. Moving on over, I still have yet to watch that animation on Warhammer Plus where it's the second season of Salamander versus all the Necrons. Do know, in fact, actually no, I won't say what I know from the trailers in case anyone's avoiding the trailers for spoiler-free things. That's what I'm doing with Space Marine 2. It's really hard because I'm also trying not to buy the pre-order. Don't pre-order on this channel. Don't give the bastards any money until the game's actually out. Again, another controversial opinion. That was a good push. They went in as far as they could, and then when the tides were against them, they decided to go back home. Which is very nice stuff. And they've got, oh, these are my favourite units. Look how cool these guys are. My favourite unit in the entire game at this point. They've got swords for hands. They don't even have hands. They've just got swords. It's really cool. But they won't be able to do shite all against the Lightning Strike Fighter, which is a real shame. But they've got some Immortals, and the Immortals are definitely one of the highest DPS anti-vehicle units in the game, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Deathmark's now making their slow way on over. We are seeing some sentry guns, so the Vostroyans are anticipating some stuff. Tier 4 on the way for Vrax, which will be the second game in a row that I've seen Vrax play the Vostroyan Firstborn and then go into Tier 2. The last time I saw him was in a Laughing Max co-cast on his channel. Definitely go have a watch of that game. I'll try and leave a link in the description below if I remember to do so. It's funny that I've mentioned Laughing Max, we're on Fatamolga. It's like as if he's here. The Scorpion Destroyers are going to be that hard front line as the Death Marks focus on whatever infantry that they can get a hold of. Immortals firing away at Sentry Gun and Lightning Strike Fighter alike. Imperials coming back in and lovely repositioning of those Death Marks, but that does mean now that we've got no way of getting back out. And a second explosion coming in. Oh god. Death Marks, you've got... We've only lost one model in that. Still, hey, Combat Destroyers activating their ability where they do a lot more damage in close combat, but you lose control over them. They've been sent on a bit of a self-ending mission there. So that does give the Necrons a little bit of leeway into firing at these Tesla reactors. And now here comes an Infernus. Tier 3 has been finished, which I assume that means we're at some point going to build the big vehicle building unit. Or, sorry, the big vehicle... I was going to say that sentence. They build big things. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think it's like the third or fourth cast in a row where I've been casting. Absolutely knackered. Don't worry, boys and girls. I will at some point get used to casting on a school night. Today's not that night. Necron Lord attempting to shimmy and shake that tech priest agency here, but he jumps inside the listing post and just, Jesus Christ, blasted by that battle priest. His mind ability. We're now seeing a Vanus assassin. Almost been sniped out by the Death Marks. And some nuclear stuff being thrown at the Immortals here. Necron's got plenty of money. What are you saving up for? Ah, you're saving up for... If you're in Tier 4, you've got your energy core. So that means the Necron Lord, you can transform yourself into a couple of different things. Obviously, the Deathbringer, Invincible, regens health the Necron Lord by the amount of damage he does. You've got your Deceiver bringing forth a fake monolith and turning some of your enemy against them for a little while. I do believe that in Unification they've got a third Catan person. That fire dude who, you know, he's on fire. Oh god, it's really taking a toll on my brain. In fairness, burning that Necron Lord as he attempts to escape with his life intact. We've got a full-blown Restore Monolith. I'm going to teleport him straight in the middle of everything. I don't think that'd be the wise idea, as there is now a Malcador in here. He's going to do it. Malcador's just going to spawn right in the middle of everything. There he is. No messing around here. Regaining those pariahs. Oh, did you lose your pariahs earlier on today? Down here? Possibly. Either way, they're coming back. Deathmark's now tidying up those Gunluggers. Are the Gunluggers dead? No, they still survive. Well, the skin on their remarkably sized nuts. Pariah's not taking any chances though. They're going to barrel towards them as quickly as they can. Only one singular Gunlugger managing to survive. And this is quite a deadly unit composition for the Necrons. Going to rebuild their Greater Summoning Court. And at the moment, the Necrons have got not much in the way of vehicles, not much in the way of money, to be honest. Spent it all on getting the big stuff online. And another teleport from that Restore Monolith. This is a full-blown, all-in assault, more or less. Seen that Malcador. They've seen the Lehman Russ Tesla carrier, or cruiser even, I think. So they know that the Vostroyan Firstborn have got the potential for the big stuff as well. They need to make some damage ASAP. No Immortals online at the moment, which will probably be what they want. Now just setting up battle lines here. Necromonolith actually deciding, no thank you. We're just going to go on home. It's comically slow ways. Lotus actually, no, that's a decent idea. If your opponent's going for the majority of vehicles, get your Lord Destroyers out and then just make their vehicles yours. Not a bad idea, although it is at risk of being killed before they are able to take on enemy unit. Going to put people in stasis, missing by a fraction. That's my robots being taken care of very quickly. Activating the shield, but not quite doing it. There we go. They get inside him, creep inside of him like a warm kitten, wearing him like a glove, but Vrax has decided to destroy his own tank rather than doing that. And that means just Lord Destroyer can attempt to take on another one himself, and does manage to sneak inside of him. There we are. No one ever expects Necron is just coming. Well, everyone expects it in tier 3, but you know it's quite a strong ability. That means they can just bring out another Lord Destroyer. And one of the biggest boons that the Vostroyan Firstborn can have is their vehicles. And well, now they're done. All your vehicles belong to us. To put him in stasis, he can't defend himself, will be deleted there. So what's the alternative in this situation? Still got your Imperials here. You're getting those Gunluggers back on out. But essentially, you just need something to take on the Lord Destroyers, but they do have Commander Armor, so sniping them out before they're able to take over your vehicles will be quite difficult. I don't think they could take on Relic units though, as that would just be stupidly good. Oh, it's doing a Gandalf, you shall not pass. And yet, the Gunluggers say, no, we won't pass. We'll just go back home. Please leave us alone. But their wishes are not being respected. I suppose Necrons aren't known for their want and desire to respect the wishes of the lesser races. Some more Void Shrieks. You have much economy left over? You don't really. I'm going to go for Marshall, Graf, whatever your face is. Not sure what you do, but I'm not going to read any more tooltips today. Once enough. He's got a stick. And well, you know, sometimes the old tech is better than the new tech. Maybe he's going to lull the Necrons into a false sense of security. If the guy can't kill us with that stick, I'll bonk him. And maybe kill him. Look, it's been blasted. A HH and then a GG. Going through the alphabet here. And that is done, sir. I mean, it looks like as if the Necrons were going to lose for the majority of that. That tier 2 from the Vostroyan Firstborn is just stupid good. But then, you know, I mean, if you can survive it, then, I mean, and then just steal their vehicles, that, you know, that maybe that's what the other factions are missing out on in beating the Vostroyans. If you just steal all their vehicles, then the gypsy strategy, that is the way forward. Excellent stuff. I've got no other commentary. I'm quite tired. I'm going to go to bed. So cheers, boys, for sending that game into the Discord. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week. And there's also a Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As with Miss Landshark, pleasure's always never short. I will see you in a bit. Peace.